Yes, yes, please check students now. Yes, yes. Yes, Sakshi, Maheen. Yes, very good evening to you all. How are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Not visible. Yes, please check. Samika. Yes, yes. Yeah, AV is there. No. I think sir is on leave today. No. Yeah, very good evening to you all. Hope you are all doing good. Yeah, how much you completed? Can you tell me? You're doing with D and F block elements, right? Yeah, please tell me how much you completed. Just subtopics that you. Yes, tell me. Till nitric acid. Group 17, 18, it is showing D and F block elements, right? Okay. Till nitric acid, group 15. So done with group 16, 17. 16, 17. What about group 16 and 17? No, not done. You're in group 15. Yes. Ekta. Yeah, just a second. Your teacher changes after every class. Okay, but you have exam, right? Tomorrow, exam is there. Yes, tomorrow. What is the syllabus for that? 15 to 17. Yeah, just a second, ma. Yeah, please. Please just 1 minute. You revise the topic. Revise the topic. Just 1 minute. You revise the topic, and then I'll start with the topic. Just a minute. I'll contact technical team, and then I'll be back in 1 minute. Please. Yes. Yeah, got it, all of you. Have you got the AV? Yeah, you completed up to nitric acid, right? Now let us continue with the next topic, that is allotropic forms of phosphorus. Okay, please concentrate on this. Yeah, bilingual, but I can teach in English only. Yeah, please try to understand. Okay. Yes, P block elements. Under P block elements group 15, and you completed up to nitric acid, right? Next is yeah, these topics are very simple and easy. I'll try to explain all these simple points and all. So let us start with phosphorus. Allotropic forms of phosphorus, right? Yes. Why you are not making your own notes? So listen to this and prepare your own notes. For inorganic, you have to prepare simple notes. Otherwise, it's difficult at the final preparation. Okay, so different allotropic forms are there. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Let me start with this. So there are different forms of phosphorus are there. Okay, first one is yeah, study package is more than enough. Strictly you can follow NCERT and study package. Not even a single word extra than from study package or NCERT is required. Strictly 100%, 110% you can depend on NCERT and study package for inorganic chemistry. No need to go for any extra information. Okay. Yes, let me consider it as first is a white phosphorus. White phosphorus. So white phosphorus is, yeah, the other one is red phosphorus is there. It consists of discrete P4 units. It consists of discrete P4 units. Like isolated, discrete means separate. So discrete P4 units, like isolated. So I'll write on the other side red phosphorus so that you can make a red phosphorus. You can write a comparative study of these. It consists of linear polymeric chain of P4 units. So here tetrahedral P4 units are arranged at four corners of regular tetrahedron like this. Yes, okay. This is a P4 units. So tetrahedral P4 units. Tetrahedral and P4, and here bond angle is 60 degrees. Okay, in the other case, so P4 units are joined together to form. All these P4 units joined together to form. Yeah, number of P4 units joined together to form. Yes, linear polymeric chain. Yes, Anshika, I informed to AHM sir, so he will take care of that. Okay, I informed to sir. So academic medical head sir is there, so I informed to the sir, so he'll take care of that, right? Yeah. Yeah. Now I'll try my level best to complete maximum, but it's not possible to complete, right? So this is a voluminous chapter. Okay. So then it is a translucent white waxy solid, white wax like solid, waxy solid, right? Yeah, next one is so the other one is having a color like which is called as iron gray luster, metallic luster, shining property will be there for this, and this is like so the preparation is, this is more reactive, less stable and more reactive, right? Less stable, more reactive means high energy. Yeah, Anshuka. Yeah, actually, sir told me to start D and F, but you are telling the syllabus is not yet completed. That's why I'm doing this only. Okay. So less stable, more reactive, and this is a more stable, less reactive, less reactive, less reactive. And here we can take this as a, so lesser the angle, greater is the strain. More angle strain here. More angle strain. Yes, this is a white phosphorus is less stable and more reactive. Yes, tell me, ma. No. More angle strain, and here it is somewhat less angle strain, because you see here more bonds are there, 6 bonds are there, and here only 5 bonds are there, right? So angle strain is more in case of white phosphorus and it is less in case of red phosphorus. Are you able to follow? I'll teach in English only. I'm from South, I teach in English only. So if at all any problem is there, try to manage for one class, right? Yes. So now it is poisonous. Yeah, white phosphorus is poisonous and red phosphorus is non-poisonous. Non-poisonous. And this glows in dark. Glows in dark. That is a chemiluminescence. And this does not glow in dark. Does not. It dissolves in alkali. Dissolves in alkali. And it does not dissolve in alkali. Does not dissolve in alkali, right? Does not dissolve in alkali. So like this, these are the various characteristics or points of differences between white phosphorus. Yeah, lesser the angle, greater is the strain on the molecule. If angle is more, right, so strain is less. If as angle decreases, strain increases. Okay, so more angle strain, because tetrahedral, and here 2 more bonds are also there, right? But in the next structure, only 1 bond will be broken down. So the number of bonds are less. This bond is, instead of internal bond, there is external bond now, right? So because of that, yeah, red has less angle strain. Yes. Yeah, you're right. Now, no idea, ma. No idea about any other. So white phosphorus on heating, white phosphorus on heating to 573 Kelvin. 573 Kelvin, it gives rise to red phosphorus, right? White phosphorus on heating to 573 Kelvin gives red phosphorus, and this on heating to 473 Kelvin gives so beta black phosphorus. Beta black phosphorus, right? Red phosphorus on heating to 803 Kelvin, then it gives rise to alpha black phosphorus. So these are the different forms of phosphorus. I hope you are clear with this, right? So what are the points of differences, similarities and differences like that? So it is white phosphorus is insoluble in water, soluble in CS2. Yes, I'll write 2 more points. So this is insoluble in water, and soluble in CS2. Soluble in CS2. And other case, insoluble in water and also CS2. Water and also CS2. Got it, students? Are you clear? So this is about the points of difference. This is very important for statement type of questions. What type of questions you will get? Statement type of questions. Statement, assertion, reason, statement type of questions, and which are following are correct and incorrect statements. Statement and correct and incorrect type of statements you will get from this topic, right? Yes. Are you clear with this? Next, let us move on to the next topic. Yeah, compounds of phosphorus, that is a phosphine. Phosphine is pH3. pH3. Phosphine is pH3. So preparation of phosphine is, what is the method of preparation? How this phosphine is prepared? So Ca3P2. Yeah, okay. So Ca3P2 on hydrolysis with water gives 3 CaOH taken twice plus 2 pH3. 2 pH3. Okay. So next. So Ca3P2 plus 6 HCl give rise to 3 CaCl2 plus 2 pH3. And one more method is there, that is a white phosphorus. White phosphorus on reaction with alkali like 3NaOH plus 3H2O give rise to, yes, pH3 plus 3NaH2PO2, sodium hypophosphite. So here pH3 is formed. These are the various methods of preparation of pH3 phosphine, that is a hydride of phosphorus. So these are the methods of preparation, that is hydrolysis with water or acid, and then reaction of white phosphorus with alkali. White phosphorus on reaction with dilute alkali in inert medium give rise to pH3. Okay. Now, what are the properties of this? Properties, first one is it is colorless gas, and it is having rotten fish odor. Rotten fish odor, right? Odor is similar to that of rotten fish odor. So rotten egg odor is, yeah, which is having rotten egg? Can you tell me which substance is having a rotten egg odor? H2S, not SO2. SO2 is having pungent odor, but H2S is having a rotten egg odor, but this is rotten fish odor. And this is highly poisonous. Highly poisonous. But it is non-inflammable. It is not non-inflammable. So presence of impurities makes it inflammable. Okay. So presence of impurities makes it inflammable, like presence of PH4 or like P2H4 or vapors of phosphorus makes it so the inflammable. Actually, it is non-inflammable. Okay. Yeah, are you clear up to this? Yeah, it's highly soluble in water. So like slightly soluble in water. Slightly, not highly, slightly soluble in water. Not highly soluble, slightly soluble in water. And it decomposes in water in presence of sunlight and gives red phosphorus. Okay. And yes, it explodes when it is in contact with oxidizing agents like nitric acid or vapors of chlorine or bromine. Now, some important reactions are there. Chemical properties, that is CuSO4 plus 2pH3. CuSO4 plus 2pH3 give rise to Cu3P2, copper phosphide, cupric phosphide plus 3H2SO4. Right? So what happens here? So this pH3 react with copper sulfate and give rise to cupric phosphide. Similarly, it will react with 3HgCl2 plus 2pH3. Then it gives a compound Hg3P2 called as mercuric phosphide plus, so the remaining are 6HCl, like this. And then it is like pH3 will react with HBr or HI. So HBr and it give rise to PH4Br, like ammonium chloride, ammonium bromide, etc. pH3 plus HBr gives PH4Br called as phosphonium bromide. Like ammonium bromide, it is called phosphonium bromide. Next, uses of, yes, uses of pH3. Two very important uses are there. One is it is used in smoke screens. Smoke screens. Yeah, this is called as cupric phosphide. Gives rise to corresponding phosphides. And this is called as mercuric phosphide. Yes, done with this smoke screens. And in Holmes signals. Yeah, what is this smoke screen? Yeah, important, ma. So even for subjective exam also they are important. So these pH3 when it is burnt with oxygen, right? It gives rise to P4O10. P4O10, it forms a white dense fumes like a smoke. So like smoke screens are used in wars, warfares and all to make the invisibility. So this layer makes the invisible to the other opponents, enemies. So a layer will be there, smoke screens. Yes, smoke screens and home signals also. Home signals means, so they are containers made of tin. This is a tin. Yeah, containers made of tin. They are packed with Ca3P2 and CaC2. CaC2, calcium phosphide and calcium carbide. So Ca3P2 plus H2O give rise to PH3. PH3 and CaC2, this on hydrolysis with water gives so acetylene. So these gases, they burn, right? So tin containers, they are packed with calcium phosphide and calcium carbide. Just they'll put a small hole on it. They'll pierce that and they'll throw it onto ocean waters. These tin containers will be thrown onto the ocean water. Water enters into this, and these are the reactions that takes place, and this catches fire and burns with characteristic flame. Okay, characteristic flame color will be obtained. These gases burn, and they burn with a characteristic flame. That flame is useful to identify the dangerous points or to locate or to indicate the direction to the shore in oceans. That is called as home signals. Yes, Priya. So this PH3 on heating with oxygen give rise to P4O10 that forms a smoke, dense white dense fumes. White dense fumes, it appears like a smoke. It makes it invisible. It makes invisible. When heavy smoke is there, no, we can't see the other side. So that is, yeah, that is smoke screens and home signals. What it home signals means? Containers containing calcium phosphide and calcium carbide. They'll pierce that and they will throw these containers onto the ocean waters. Slowly water enter into that and liberates PH3 and C2H2 with a lot of heat energy. That liberated heat energy catches fire. So, and these gases burn on the surface of water, and that is one that flame act as a signal on oceans. Yeah, in wars, warfares. Yeah, like when yeah, mainly in wars only. So like country borders and all, when some fights are there, fights are happening and all, right? So that, yeah. So this is about PH3. PH3, method of preparation, properties. Not PH3. PH3, when it is burned with oxygen, give rise to P4O10, right? That fumes of P4O10 are not. Okay. Yes, you saw that in movies. Okay, then next let us move on to, yeah, oxides of phosphorus. Oxides of phosphorus. Yeah, mainly two oxides. So one is called as P4O6 and the other one is P4O10. P4O6 and P4O10. P4O6 is phosphorus trioxide, and phosphorus pentoxide. But they are dimers. Pentoxide, they are dimers. They are not monomers, they are dimers, right? So let us consider this. So 4 phosphorus. All of you write down the structure. 4 phosphorus at 4 corners of tetrahedron, and adjacent phosphorus are joined by oxygen. Okay, so then at the center we have this oxygen, and here also we have another oxygen. So this is the structure. Each phosphorus consists of lone pair. Okay, done with this. P4O6 and P4O10. Okay, now so phosphorus at 4 corners of tetrahedral, and adjacent phosphorus are joined by oxygen. Then again middle also. here two important questions are there. Let me consider those questions. I'll give you those two questions. Try to answer this. Yes, number of questions are possible, but two questions I'll give you. So the number of oxygen bridges in P4O6 and P4O10 are dash and dash respectively. Yes, tell me, number of oxygen bridges. Oxygen bridges are also called as POP bonds, right? Oxygen bridges are POP bonds. Now tell me the answer. Oxygen bridges are POP bonds. Yes, very good, very good. There are 6 POP bonds because edges and phosphorus are joined by, right? In both. Yes, edges and phosphorus are joined by oxygen. This oxygen acts as oxygen bridge, that is 6 and 6. Yes. And each phosphorus is surrounded by how many oxygens? Each phosphorus is surrounded by 3 oxygens around. Yeah, 3 oxygens around phosphorus. 3 oxygens around phosphorus. That is also one question. And here 4 oxygens around phosphorus. 4 oxygens around phosphorus. Hope you are clear. These are the two things. P4O6 and P4O10. So next is phosphorus halides. Halides of phosphorus are phosphorus halides. Phosphorus halides. Yes. In case of phosphorus halide, 2 halides are there. One is PCl3 and the other one is PCl5. PCl3 and PCl5. So phosphorus trichloride and phosphorus pentachloride. Phosphorus trichloride and phosphorus pentachloride. Phosphorus pentachloride. Trichloride and pentachloride. Okay. So in this white phosphorus on reaction with chlorine give rise to 4-PCl3. So limited supply of chlorine, 4-PCl3, that is a limited, not excess. This on heating. So 4 3 is 12, 6Cl2. White phosphorus on reaction with the excess of chlorine. 10Cl2 is the excess of chlorine, and then it give rise to 4-PCl5. Phosphorus trichloride and phosphorus pentachloride. And there is one more method of preparation, that is P4 plus, so 8SOCl2. SOCl2, write down the name, thionyl chloride. Thionyl chloride. White phosphorus on reaction with thionyl chloride. Am I fast, students? Because to cover up this, because I wanted to explain oxo acids and all. That's why. Are you able to follow? Yes, yes. Okay, then fine. If at all any problem is there, please let me know. Yeah, 4-PCl3 plus 4SO2 plus there is another compound, that is 2S2Cl2 is the product. Because on the other side, I'll write the other equation. So this is, so P4 plus, yes, 10SO2Cl2. This is called as a sulfuryl chloride. Yeah, white phosphorus only, because white phosphorus is reactive. Red phosphorus is not reactive, right? White phosphorus. Sulfuryl chloride. This with sulfuryl chloride. So then it gives rise to, so then 4-PCl5 plus 10SO2. 10SO2. These are the, yes, this is called as thionyl. This is called as sulfuryl. Sulfuryl. PHURYL. Sulfuryl chloride. Okay, got it? PCl3, PCl5. Just because I am explaining like points of differences. When you study like this, left side and right side, if you prepare like small flow charts and all, that will be easy. Yes, yes, yes. Actually, this topic is voluminous chapter and so many points are there. So it is a colorless oily liquid. Yeah, this is a colorless oily liquid. And hydrolysis of this. So PCl3 plus H2O give rise to PCl3 plus 3H2O gives H3PO3 plus 3HCl. 3HCl. Acids. Trihalides gives acid. This is called as phosphorus acid. Phosphorus acid. ROUS here. Element is RUS, but the compounds are phosphorus acid. And the other one is the yellowish white powder. Yellowish white powder. Yeah, when you study separately, it will be difficult. Yellowish powder, yellowish white powder. But when you make like comparative study, that will be easy. Yellowish white powder, and then partial and complete hydrolysis. So PCl5 on partial hydrolysis gives, first it gives rise to POCl3 plus 2HCl. Again, this undergo further reaction with water and it gives rise to H3PO4 called as phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid. Got it? Phosphorus acid and phosphoric acid. Okay? Yes. Mehak. Yeah, definitely you had to learn all the reactions, ma. Yeah, very important reactions. And PCl5 is unstable. Yeah, POCl3 is called as phosphorus oxychloride. POCl3 is called phosphorus oxychloride, or it is also called as phosphoryl chloride or phosphoryl chloride. Yes, got it? Phosphoryl chloride. No. This is like PCl3. PCl3 is a colorless oily liquid, and this is a PCl5 is continuation for the previous page. So PCl5 is yellowish white solid, and this is the reaction of hydrolysis. Okay, hydrolysis. Yeah, next some reactions are there with organic reactions. Reaction with organic compounds, that is 3C2H5OH plus PCl3 gives 3C2H5, so Cl plus, so H3PO3, phosphorus acid. Next next one is 3CH3COOH, acetic acid. It will react with PCl3 and it gives 3CH3COCl plus H3PO3, right? Ethyl alcohol. This is a ethyl alcohol and it gives rise to ethyl chloride. Don't worry about this. In organic, we study about all the details. And this is called as acetic acid, and this is acetyl chloride. Okay, done with this? Yes, actually, I have a class. Next class is there, and after that, 8:30 to 10 o'clock also class is there, ma. So if it is possible, I'll take. Okay. So because after this I have class, and again 8:30 to 10 o'clock also I have class. So yes, ma, I'm from South. Yes, let me consider the another very important reaction on the other side is, yeah, so C2H5OH plus PCl5 gives C2H5Cl plus POCl3 plus HCl. Same, names are same. Next is CH3COOH plus PCl5. PCl5 gives CH3COCl plus POCl3 plus HCl. Got it? Yes, these are the various important. Yes, right. Structure of PCl3. PCl3 is phosphorus with a lone pair of electron, and this is a chlorine, and chlorine. This is a pyramidal structure. And here on the other side we have very important, that is a structure of PCl5. Right? Yeah. So phosphorus in PCl5 in gas phase, in gaseous state, or in gas phase or in gaseous state. So sp3d hybridization and trigonal bipyramidal. Because in 11th class that you studied, right? Yeah, actually one small, just a sentence here. Those are very perfect with the periodic classification of elements and chemical bond, especially those are able to do chemical bond. Those are very perfect with chemical bond. This chapter is very, very easy. Groups, that is group 15, 16, 17 and all is very easy because many structures and all are there now. So those are very perfect with periodic table and chemical bond, can do this very easily. If at all, if you find time, please revise this periodic classification and also this chemical bonding. So this is phosphorus is at the center with chlorines, 3 chlorines on the plane, 3 chlorines on the plane. One chlorine is present above and the other chlorine is present below. Yes. So these are the axial bonds and equatorial bonds. Equatorial bonds are shorter and axial bonds are longer. Axial bonds are 240 picometers. These are 240 picometers and these bonds are 202 picometers only. Axial bonds are longer because of repulsions and equatorial bonds are shorter. So PCl5 in solid state exists as PCl5 in solid state exists as two things. One is so PCl4 plus, one has PCl4 plus and the other is so PCl6 minus, PCl6 minus. Okay, PCl4 plus and PCl6 minus, and this is sp3 hybridization and the shape of it is tetrahedral, and sp3d2 hybridization, shape of it is octahedral. Yes, but so PBr5 exists as PBr5 in solid state exists as look at this. So that is PBr4 plus Br minus. So right here there is a difference. PCl5 exists as PCl4 plus and PCl6 minus. Then PBr5 in solid state exists as PBr4 plus, so Br minus. This is a very, very important topic related to this. Okay, these are very important questions related to PCl3 and PCl5. Just one more reaction is there under, two more reactions under PCl5. So PCl5 is a chlorinating agent, right? So metals react. Yeah, very important and exclusive reaction. Put 10 star marks. Whenever I am giving stars like, no, ma. That will exist as only, so PBr4 plus and PBr6 minus is not there because that phosphorus cannot hold the large 6 bromines, right? So it cannot hold the large 6 bromines, cannot hold held by this. So phosphorus cannot hold all the 6. That is a reason. Okay, got it? Yeah, reaction with metals. Yeah, PCl5 with metals. PCl5 with metals is important. Oxidizes or chlorination. Chlorination is also oxidation, right? So 2Ag plus, so PCl5 gives 2AgCl plus PCl3. Yes, here is a 0 to plus 1 oxidation state. Similarly, tin, Sn plus PCl5 gives SnCl2, stannous chloride plus PCl3. These two reactions are very, very important. It oxidizes, PCl5 oxidizes silver to silver chloride and tin to stannous chloride plus 2 oxidation state. These reactions are very important. Okay. Now, and the most important and the final topic of this is very, very important. Put 20 star marks for this and write oxo acids of phosphorus. Oxo acids of phosphorus. What are the various oxo acids of phosphorus? Some general points I'll explain. In all oxo acids, phosphorus undergoes sp3 hybridization. Yeah, it is Br4 plus and it is not PBr6 minus. PBr6 minus is not formed. Instead of this, just Br minus will be formed. Okay, Priya? Yeah, in all phosphorus undergoes sp3 hybridization, tetrahedral, and yeah, that's already told, no? This phosphorus cannot hold large bromines. Phosphorus can hold 4 bromines comfortably because of large size of bromine. Phosphorus can hold the small chlorines, but phosphorus cannot hold the large bromines around this. Yes, phosphorus, sp3 tetrahedral, and yeah, at least one PO bond is compulsory bonds, and at least one so POH bond, at least one PO bond is compulsory. So PO bond and one PO bond is compulsory, and one is POH bond, one PO and one PH bond, and other bonds may be, other bonds may be, may or may not be present. May other bonds, other possible bonds, other bonds are like so PP bond may be present in some, or POP bond may be present in some, and PH bonds are also present. That depends on the molecule. Yes. Okay, these are the simple common points. So PH bonds are responsible for reducing nature, and POH bonds are responsible for basicity of acid, that is replaceable. These hydrogens are non-replaceable. And these hydrogens are replaceable hydrogens. Okay. Yeah, dibasic, tribasic, like basicity of acid. Hope you are clear with this. These are the common points which are applicable for all wherever we need. Just you can very easily write the structures and all. First I'll explain. See, first one is hypophosphorus acid. Learn the name and formula. So that is H3PO2. Let me consider +3 + x - 4 is equal to 0. X is equal to +1. That is the oxidation number. And this is also called as phosphinic acid. Commonly, other name is there. That is a phosphinic acid. Hope you are clear. There is other name called as a phosphinic acid. And first, what you had to write? First. Look at this. All of you, drop your pens and look at the board first. Phosphorus. Put a double bond oxygen. Okay. So then I told one POH bond is compulsory, right? Now check it. Phosphorus is over. 2 oxygens are over. 1 hydrogen is over. What is left over? Tell me. 2 hydrogens. Around phosphorus, what I told around phosphorus, tetrahedral, right? Tetrahedral means already 2 bonds are represented. 2 groups are represented. 2 more groups I have to represent, that is hydrogen and hydrogen. So simple. What is there here? Very simple and easy, na? Got it? Are you clear? Yes. Second one is, method of preparation is also there. So that is white phosphorus plus alkali. White phosphorus plus alkali gives white phosphorus. No need to practice the reactions and all. Just what are the reactant, that is enough. Now, next I'll give you, right? Phosphorus acid or orthophosphorus acid, or it is also called as phosphonic acid, PHONIC, phosphonic acid. That is, so H3PO3. I think I no need to explain it now. You can write on your own. Compulsory bonds are P double bond O and POH, right? These are the 2 compulsory. At least 1 PO and 1 POH. First we represented. So now how many are there? 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen is there. What I can write it as, one I'll make it as OH and other one is H. One as OH and other one is, so these OH groups I am circling are responsible for basicity. These OH groups are responsible for basicity. Okay, so this is monobasic, and this is a dibasic. Monobasic and this is a dibasic, right? Dibasic. So P2O3. What is the preparation? P2O3 and hydrolysis with water give rise to, so H3PO3. Like this, you have to practice the structures. More structures are there. Yeah, this is also called as orthophosphorus acid. Orthophosphorus acid also. Orthophosphorus acid. Hope you are clear, right? Up to this? Yeah, next. Remaining, I'll write. Now you got the idea. So now we go for pyrophosphorus acid. pyrophosphorus acid is so H4P2 H4P2O5 H4P2O5. Okay, so then what we'll get here, so first you write phosphorus double bond OH and phosphorus double bond OH, and the remaining we had to write. So H and then O, that is a structure. Okay, so then the preparation is PCl3 plus H3PO3. PCl3 react with H3PO3 and gives this. These are the us acids are reducing agents. Us acids are no, it is O5 only. That is pyrophosphoric acid. This is pyrophosphorus acid. So next fourth one is, yes, next acid. This is called as hypophosphoric acid. Hypophosphoric acid. Hypophosphoric acid. That is so H4P2O6. You can easily write this P double bond O and P double bond O, OH. Yes, like this we can write all this. Okay. Yes. So preparation of this is red phosphorus with alkali. Red phosphorus with alkali under drastic conditions like heating and all. Next. Fifth one is orthophosphoric acid or simply phosphoric acid. Orthophosphoric acid or simply phosphoric acid, that is H3PO4. Tell me the structure, all of you. Yes, phosphorus double bond O, OH and OH. What is it? It is a tribasic acid. No. By practice only you will get, Vanshika. Yes. Like this, I explained how to write the structures, right? So you practice like this. First PO bond, POH bond, like that. pH bonds are present means reducing. So, but pH bonds are not present means they are not reducing. Us acids are reducing agents, but ic acids are not reducing agents. Hope you are clear. So this is a tribasic, and preparation is P4O10 plus H2O. P4O10 plus H2O. Next. Yeah, next is pyrophosphoric acid. Pyrophosphoric acid, and then this is H4P2O7. Just what is the difference between? Yeah, one by one you can compare. Yeah, order also I'll tell you. So H2O, P double bond O. So POP bond is present. Yes, just two times. Now after the class, so you just no. That is different. Oleum is so sulfuric acid, ma. Pyrosulfuric acid is called oleum. 7 is here. Okay. So POP bond is present. Which of the following contain PP bond? Which of the following contain POP bond and all? That is the question. Pyrophosphoric acid H4P2O7. This is the bond, right? So then next one more is metaphosphoric acid. Metaphosphoric acid. That is so HPO3 taken 3 times. So there is no evidence for existence of single. It is a trimer. It exists as a trimer. Trimetaphosphoric acid, it exists as a trimer. So just this on heating. So H3PO4 on heating give rise to H4P2O7. And then this is phosphorus acid. So H3PO3, phosphorus acid plus bromine. So bromine vapors on heating. This on heating gives, and this is a cyclic trimer. That is double bond O, OH, O. Hope we are clear this. So this is a cyclic trimer. Double bond O and OH, and here also double bond O, OH. Hope we are clear. So this is the cyclic trimer. There is no evidence for existence of monomer. It exists as a cyclic trimer. Sandeep. No, ma. So please adjust for this one class, right? These are all oxo acids. I gave the common points, right? Those common points are applicable for all. So easily you can practice immediately after 7 o'clock, after completing your classes and all. Just you practice this. Definitely you won't forget. If you practice like how I explained, no? So same way you practice, you won't forget. So 2 very important reactions are there. Disproportionation of disproportionation of so H3PO3. H3PO3 undergoes disproportionation either in acidic as well as in alkali media. H3PO3, yes, 1 second, I'll give you. So H3PO4 plus PH3, that is a reaction. Yeah, one more reaction is there, put 10 star marks and write. So reducing property of so H3, so PO2. H3PO2 is a strong reducing agent. 4AgNO3 plus 2H2O plus H3PO2 give rise to. So silver gets deposited. 4Ag plus 4HNO3. Nitric acid will be formed plus H3PO4. So it oxidizes, it reduces +1 to 0, but itself undergoes oxidation from +1 to +5. Okay? Got it? Yes. Yeah, my name is Vani. Yes. Previous page I'll give you. Yes. Yeah, with this we completed the chapter. We completed this chapter. Okay, I thought of doing it, but because when you are very perfect with the group 15, no, 16 and 16 will be 15 and Priya. No, ma. What I had to tell? No. I'm from Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. I'm from Hyderabad. I know Telugu, English. Okay, then. Yeah, just 10 seconds is left over. No. I am from Hyderabad, ma. I'm staying in Hyderabad. I'm working from my home, Hyderabad. Right? Yeah, because offices and all are not working, right? Working from home. Yes. Okay, thank you. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.